Imagine picking up a foldable phone that finally feels as light and effortless as a normal flagship. Not almost, not close enough, but genuinely comfortable for hours. Because when you're holding a foldable all day, every single gram matters, and that's exactly why the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 is getting so much attention right now. Leaks and early reports suggest Samsung is making the kind of upgrades foldable fans have been begging for: a noticeably lighter build, a crease that's dramatically less visible, a big jump in battery capacity, and flagship-level cameras that don't feel like compromises anymore. But here's the real twist. Samsung isn't alone in the foldable race. Oppo is gearing up for a major global push with the Find 6, and Apple is still rumored to be preparing its first foldable iPhone. So in this video, we're breaking down everything we know so far about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8, how it could compare to rivals like the Oppo Find 6, what Apple might do to shake up the market, and whether these changes are finally enough to make foldable phones go mainstream. Let's start with the first thing you'll feel the moment you pick it up: the weight. According to current information, Samsung may cut around 15 grams from the Z Fold 8. That would put it at roughly 200 grams, down from about 215 grams on the Z Fold 7. On paper, that might sound small. In real life, it's huge. Think about how you actually use your phone. Scrolling social media, watching videos, replying to messages, navigating maps, joining calls, taking photos. A foldable already asks more from your hands because it's thicker and wider than a typical slab phone. So when Samsung drops weight without sacrificing strength, that's not just a spec sheet upgrade. It's a daily comfort upgrade. Reports suggest this weight reduction could come from increased aluminum use in the frame and improvements in internal structure. And importantly, the goal isn't just to make it lighter, it's to make it tougher. Because if there's one part of a foldable phone that must feel bulletproof, it's the hinge. The hinge is the heart of the device. It's the reason foldables are amazing, and also the reason many people still don't trust them. If Samsung has reinforced the hinge mechanism again, that could mean a smoother open and close action, better long-term durability, and more confidence that the phone will feel solid after months or years of folding. But weight and hinge improvements are only part of the story. The real make-or-break feature for most people is the crease. If you've ever used a foldable phone, you already know the crease is the first thing you notice and the hardest thing to unsee. It's been the biggest complaint since day one. Even when the display is gorgeous, that line down the center can pull you out of the experience, especially while watching videos, gaming, reading, or editing photos. Now, leaks suggest the Galaxy Z Fold 8 could use something described as dual-layer ultra-thin glass to reduce the crease significantly. And if Samsung truly delivers here, it could be the biggest quality-of-life upgrade of the entire generation, because a less visible crease isn't just about aesthetics. It affects everything. It makes swipes feel smoother. It makes touch response feel more consistent. It makes the display feel more like one seamless canvas instead of a screen with a permanent reminder that it folds. And if Samsung is also improving brightness and color accuracy, that's even bigger. Foldables are built for media: YouTube, Netflix, multitasking, split-screen work, gaming. A cleaner, smoother, brighter inner display is exactly what people expect when they pay premium foldable prices. Durability matters here too. The screen is the most delicate part of any foldable, and it's also the part people worry about most. So if the Z Fold 8 improves screen toughness while reducing the crease, that's the kind of upgrade that could bring hesitant buyers off the fence. Now, let's talk about something even more important than the crease for many users: battery life. Foldables are power-hungry by design. Bigger displays, more complex hardware, heavier multitasking, everything drains the battery faster than on standard phones, and battery anxiety is one of the biggest reasons people avoid foldables. That's why the rumored jump to a 5,000 mAh battery on the Z Fold 8 is such a big deal. If the Z Fold 7 was around 4,400 mAh, then we're talking about an increase of roughly 600 mAh. In real-world terms, that could mean the difference between will this survive until bedtime and I can actually use the big screen all day and not panic. And it's not just capacity, charging matters too. If Samsung continues offering Fast charging plus wireless charging, you get flexibility. Plug in for a quick boost before heading out, drop it on a wireless charger at your desk, and stop planning your day around your battery percentage. For a device meant to replace both phone and tablet usage, battery reliability is non-negotiable. Now let's get into the feature that makes people upgrade even when they don't need to: the cameras. If you're spending flagship money, you want flagship photos. And for years, foldables have often felt like they came with a camera tax. You paid more, but didn't always get the absolute best sensors. That may change with the Galaxy Z Fold 8. Current reports suggest Samsung could upgrade the main camera to a 200 megapixel sensor, similar to what you'd expect from Samsung's top-tier Galaxy S Ultra-style hardware. That alone signals a shift. Samsung may be done treating the Fold line like it has to compromise on camera performance. On top of that, the ultra-wide camera is rumored to jump from 12 megapixel to 50 megapixel. That's a massive leap in detail for landscapes, architecture, group shots, and travel photos. Ultra-wide cameras are often the weakest link on many phones, so if Samsung truly upgrades it this much, it's a serious step forward. And the telephoto camera reportedly moves from 10 megapixel to 12 megapixel while maintaining 3x optical zoom. More resolution can help with sharper zoom shots and better crops, especially when lighting isn't perfect. But hardware is only half the story. What really determines whether your photos look okay or wow is image processing, and Samsung is expected to lean even harder into AI-based processing. That means the phone could analyze scenes as you shoot and automatically refine exposure, color balance, contrast, detail, and noise reduction. And where does that matter most? Low light, restaurants, night streets, indoor events, family gatherings. These are the moments where phone cameras struggle and where people care most. If the Z Fold 8 delivers cleaner low-light shots with faster, smarter processing, that's a real upgrade you'll notice every week, not just once in a while. Now, beyond the hardware, there's another interesting signal: production expectations. Some reports claim Samsung may plan around 3.5 million Z Fold 8 units compared to around 2.5 million Z Flip 8 units. If that's accurate, it suggests Samsung expects stronger demand for the larger book-style foldable format. And that makes sense, because the Fold is the do-everything device. It's the one that can replace a tablet, handle multitasking, and give you that mini laptop vibe on the go. But Samsung's bigger problem is this: competition is no longer theoretical, it's real, and it's getting aggressive. Let's talk about Oppo. Oppo is reportedly preparing to launch the Find 6 more widely, and the rumored specs sound like a direct shot at Samsung. The biggest headline is the battery, a rumored 6,000 mAh capacity. That's not a small advantage, that's potentially massive. If Oppo can pair that battery with good optimization, it could translate into noticeably longer endurance, possibly even pushing into 2-day use for lighter users. And battery life is one of the easiest ways to win people over in the foldable market. Oppo is also claiming an almost invisible crease and long-term smoothness, which is exactly the same pain point Samsung is trying to solve. If both brands reduce the crease dramatically, then the next battle becomes who has the better software, durability, cameras, and charging, and Oppo is also pushing stylus support across both the cover screen and the main foldable display, which is something many productivity users want. The idea is simple: if it's a productivity powerhouse, let it work like one everywhere, not just on one screen. On the camera side, Oppo is rumored to come in hot with a 200 megapixel main sensor, a 50 megapixel ultra-wide, and a 50 megapixel telephoto with a periscope-style zoom. That periscope detail matters because it can deliver stronger long-range zoom than traditional telephoto systems, and if the Find 6 includes dual front cameras, one for each display, that could improve selfie and video call flexibility. Performance-wise, Oppo is expected to use a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 class chipset, and charging could reach 80 W fast charging. If that number holds, it's significantly faster than what Samsung usually offers, and it changes how you think about charging. Instead of topping up, you're basically refueling in minutes. What makes this even more important is the global strategy.